Today, we're really zooming in on something important for speaking English, how to actually express your emotions effectively.
hmm
Think of it as like adding some real feeling, some impact to your everyday chats.
Yeah, exactly. And we've got some helpful stuff to look at here. We're drawing from Expressing Emotions in English, part of that Spoken English in 40 Days series,
Oh, right.
and also the Everyday English podcast, the one with David and Emily. Always good insights there.
Definitely. So our mission today basically is to pull out some practical ways for you to say what you're feeling in English. Ways that sound clearer, more natural, and, well, more confident.
Right. Moving beyond just like happy, sad, angry, getting into the real texture of it.
Exactly. So let's maybe start with the big question. Why does this even matter? Why focused on expressing emotions?
Well, it's interesting because David and Emily really stress this point. It's fundamental for connection. Whether you're talking with friends or, in a work situation, being able to show things like joy or frustration, surprise, it just adds this layer of authenticity. Makes your communication actually land.
Right. It's not just about having the words, like Emily says. It's making those moments feel, well, real, meaningful.
Yeah.
And David brings up something else, too. Like, it's not just the words, is it?
No, absolutely not. That's a key point. A huge chunk of communication is nonverbal, right? David points out your tone of voice, your facial expressions,
Yeah.
even just your general energy. All of that tells people how you're feeling. The words are the base, but this other stuff really fills it out.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So let's get into some of those base words then. Emily gives some good practical examples, starting with happiness. Things like, I'm so excited.
Yeah, classic.
Or I'm feeling great today. Simple. And I like this one. That made my day.
Yeah, those are great. And, there's a bit of difference there, isn't there? Feeling great is kind of general good vibes, but I'm so excited. That's definitely a stronger, more specific feeling of elation.
Good point. Okay, what about sadness? Emily suggests things like, I'm a bit down, or I'm feeling low, or even, it's been a tough day.
Right. And again, nuances. A bit down feels quite mild, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I think so.
Whereas feeling low maybe suggests something a bit deeper. And tough day often points to outside stuff causing the feeling.
Okay. Moving on to anger, we've got, I'm frustrated.
Yep, common one.
That really annoyed me. Bit more direct. And then, I can't believe this happened. Which sounds maybe stronger, more intense.
Yeah, definitely more emphatic. And interesting how frustrated can be kind of general.
Right.
But that annoyed me. Points a finger almost. And I can't believe this. Often has that mix of anger and disbelief or shock.
Yeah, good distinction. Okay, nervousness, anxiety. Emily gives us, I'm a little nervous about the interview.
Standard situation.
And the classic, I've got butterflies in my stomach. That one's so visual.
It really is. Perfect example of an idiom, right? Where
Yeah.
the meaning isn't literal at all. It just captures that physical feeling so well. And then there's, I feel uneasy. A bit more general, maybe.
Yeah, like a general discomfort or worry.
Exactly.
And finally, excitement or love. I'm thrilled about this opportunity.
Nice, strong one.
I absolutely love it. And full of anticipation. I can't wait.
Yeah, you can really feel the positive energy there. Thrilled. Absolutely love. Those are powerful. And I can't wait. Clearly shows you're looking forward to something.
Okay, so to see this in action, David and Emily have that little mini conversation. David kicks it off. Hey, you look really happy today. And Emily replies, yeah, I finally finished my project and I feel so relieved. It's great how she connects the feeling to the event.
Right. And that finally finished part really emphasizes the relief, doesn't it? You get the sense it was maybe stressful before.
Definitely. A sense of release. And then David responds, wow, that's great. You must feel proud.
And that's such a good move in a conversation, isn't it? Acknowledging, validating the other person's feeling.
Yeah, shows you're listening. You get it.
Builds connection. And then Emily adds, I do. I was nervous, but now I'm just excited.
Showing that shift.
Exactly. The contrast between the past worry and the current excitement.
Yeah.
Really clear.
So helpful to see it laid out like that. Okay, so how can you listening make your own emotional expressions sound more natural? Emily has some tips.
Yeah, things native speakers often do without thinking.
First one, contractions. Using I'm not, I am seems small, but important.
Oh, definitely. It just smooths things out, makes it sound more, conversational, less stiff. Helps the emotion feel more genuine in everyday chat.
Right, less formal. Okay, next is tone of voice. Emily really stresses this. Your voice has to match the feeling.
Makes perfect sense.
Like you'd probably smile when you say something happy, right? Or maybe talk slower if you're sad. Seems obvious, maybe, but easy to forget sometimes.
Absolutely crucial. Think about saying, I'm so excited in a totally flat voice.
Yeah, doesn't work.
No, the tone carries so much emotional weight. It really backs up the words.
And it's not just sound either. Body language. Emily mentions facial expressions, gestures, posture.
All part of the package.
Yeah.
These nonverbal cues, they work right alongside what you're saying.
Like smiling when you say, I'm happy.
Exactly. Or maybe frowning slightly if you say, I'm frustrated. It just adds another layer, makes it clearer, more believable, gives the other person the full picture.
Got it. Okay, finally, Emily suggests using little conversational bits and pieces like, I feel like, or I'm kind of, or it's just so. How do those help?
Well, they do a few things. Sometimes they soften what you're saying, like, I'm kind of nervous. Feels a little less intense than saying, I'm very nervous.
Ah, okay. Bit gentler.
Yeah. Or they can just add a more conversational vibe, saying, it's just so frustrating that just so adds emphasis in a really natural way.
Right.
And I feel like can be a slightly more tentative way to introduce how you're feeling. Less direct sometimes.
Interesting. Okay, so to bring this all together and actually use it, David suggests a daily challenge.
A practical step.
Yeah, simple idea. Pick 3 emotions you felt during the day, just 3, and try to express each one in English. Write it or say it.
Yeah, I like this because it forces you to consciously think about your feelings and how to phrase them in English.
Yeah.
It's taking it from passive knowledge to active use, which is, key to learning.
He gives an example too. I was nervous before the call, but I felt confident after. Nice and concise. Captures that shift again.
Exactly.
And Emily adds that practicing these, even just talking to yourself, maybe in the mirror, really builds confidence.
It really does. That kind of practice, just getting the words out, it makes it feel less awkward when you're in a real conversation. Makes those phrases feel more accessible.
Reduces the hesitation, maybe?
Precisely.
Okay, so wrapping this up. The big takeaway seems to be that expressing emotions well in English is, well, more than just a vocabulary list.
Definitely.
It's about using the words, yeah, but also the right tone, matching your body language, using those little conversational phrases, all to communicate in a way that's clear, sounds natural, and feels confident. And that's how you really connect with people.
Well said. Which brings us to a final thought for you, the listener. Think about today. What 3 emotions did you actually feel? And based on what we've talked about, the words, the tone, maybe even how you'd look saying it, how would you express those feelings in English right now? Give it some